Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Stitch Sessions. I thought today we'd go over an advanced or a beyond basics stitch technique called a back post. So we've done a tutorial on the front post stitch technique, and so I thought it would be important to discuss the back post stitch technique. And I call it a technique because you can use it with a variety of different stitches. You can use it for double crochet stitches like I'm using here. You can use, and in fact, this is one of the more popular stitches you'll see it with. You can use this triple crochet stitches, double triple crochets, even half double crochets. And I have seen some people do this technique with single crochets. It's just a lot trickier because the single crochet is so short. So I thought for this example, I would use the double crochet stitch. And today I'm using a bulky weight yarn, and I thought it would be perfect so that at least you can see the definition it creates in the stitches. And I happen to be using a 6.5 millimeter hook for this particular example. So let's get started. You don't need to worry about the multiple of stitches. In this case, I've started a swatch of 12 stitches. If you're unfamiliar with the double crochet stitch, we will have a little link in the description box down below, as well as somewhere in the cards up here as well. So you need to start with a base row of the stitches. So in this case, we're starting with the base row of the double crochet stitches. So I'm just going to chain up 3 to turn my work. Okay, and you'll turn your work. And now remember that this first stitch is considered the base of the chain 3. So that means it belongs to the chain 3 stitch, which represents the height of a double crochet. Now usually when we're working double crochets back across the way here, we would yarn over and go right into the stitch here. You can see the 2 V's coming through there. But when we're working a posting technique, we want to work around the post. So I did a tutorial on how to identify parts of your stitch, and I'll also put that link down below in the description box or somewhere up here in the cards as well. But just really quickly, this top of the stitch is here. The post of this stitch is right here. So whatever length this stitch creates, that is the post right there. So you should be able to place your hook around there. So you can either work this post from the front, and that means that you are inserting your hook so you can push the post forward, or you can work this post from the back, and that means that you would insert your hook from behind and across the front of it. And what that does is it pushes the post to the back. Okay, so some people might say, well, isn't that, technically you're working the front of the post because your hook is in front of the post. But remember, it's the technique we're trying to create. So in this case, we're trying to push that post to the back of our work, and that's why you're going to see the hook there first. So let me just take that out and do that again. Okay, so chain 3. I would now like to work a back post double crochet. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over as I usually would for a double crochet. But instead of going into the stitch, the top of the stitch, I'm actually going to go behind and insert my hook in through the space between the posts. I'm just stretching it there so you can see. Then I will insert back around to the back. So what that did is it pushed this post to the back of my work. Okay, I will then yarn over and bring that yarn through and up. So now I have, like I usually would, 3 loops on my hook. Okay, so instead of working into the stitch, I've worked around the post. So you can see it's coming up around the post there. Then I will yarn over. I will pull through the first 2 loops like I usually would, and then I resolve by yarning over and pulling through the last 2 loops. So I've created a double crochet as you normally would know it, but if I turn my work around, you can see that that post has been pushed out a bit by working around it. Okay, so you can see it just creates a little bit of a texture. So we're going to do that a few more times because I know it can be a little bit confusing. So remember, if I pull my work apart a little bit, you can see the little spaces at the top. Those are the tops of your stitches. We are going to work around your post. So see where my fingers are coming through? That's either side of the post. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to come through the back. See that? If I went into here, that's through the front. So I want to bring it through the back, and then by pushing the post back, I can put my hook through. I'll yarn over, and then I'll pull that loop through until I come back up. Okay, so 3 loops on my hook, so you can see it went around the post there. I'll yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, and pull through the second 2, just like that. Okay, and so now you can see that the tops of the stitches are being pushed towards the front of your work. So the back post is being pushed to the back of your work, and the tops of your stitches are being pushed to the front, which will give you this really neat little braided stitch effect. Okay, so I'm going to do a whole bunch more with you, and then you'll really see how it takes effect. So you see, if I turn over, you can see that now the stitches have been raised a little bit, which gives it such a beautiful texture there. Okay, so let's do a couple more. So we're going to yarn over. Remember, in this case, we're doing double crochet stitches, and don't be afraid to kind of pull your work apart. Okay, so we're going to work in behind the next space and then push the post to the back. Yarn over to pull through 2, and again, you can't be too much of a tight crocheter for a technique like this. You have to give it some give. Okay, and don't worry if it looks like it gets twisted, because we're working around the post. That's part of what gives it that cool look. So don't panic if it looks like it's getting twisted. You'll yarn over and pull through the first 2, then you'll yarn over and pull through the next 2. Okay, so you can really see the tops of these stitches are being pushed forward. So again, I'm going to yarn over, and when you work from back to front, like when you're working on a back post, when you insert your hook from behind, you're always poking through to the right side of the post you're working on. So what does that mean? If I'm coming through here, it means I'm pushing this post back, not this post. So wherever my hook is, it's the post to the left of that I'm working around. So you wouldn't come through here and come forward. I mean, it would be too awkward to do anyway, but that's basically the post, just so you know which post you're working on. Sorry guys, I know this is funny. Okay, right about there. And then I just push it to the back and I poke through the back. Okay, I'll yarn over. Bring it up. Pull through those first 2, yarn over and pull through the second 2. So in the front, it creates this really cool ridge effect. And in the back, you've pushed those stitches forward. And you can see where, hopefully you can see, where the yarn has kind of wrapped itself around that post. Looks so cool. So that is the back post double crochet. So I'm going to work mine all the way to the end of our row. Now remember, this is our chain 3 from where we turned. So I have 12 stitches. I should still have 12 stitches at the end. So I'm going to finish this row and I'm going to meet you here. We're going to talk about just turning our work and continuing on with the back post double crochet stitch. Okay, so I have now done 10 back post double crochet stitches. So see, my posts are behind there. And what that's done is push the tops of the stitches of the bottom row forward. Okay, so I'm going to work my 11th post, which is right there. I'm going to go in from behind, push that post back, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and pull through 2. Okay. Now I've come to my 12th stitch. So usually, not always, but almost always, the flanking stitches will not be worked in a front post or back post technique. Okay, so we are just going to work into the top of the chain 3 as we usually would. And we just resolve it like a regular double crochet. So most of the time, so as you can see, that was our chain 3 when we started. Then we did all these back posts and then we finished into the top of that chain 3. So the effect looks like this. Okay, so I've done 5 rows now and your work will look like this. So it creates this really cool texture with a little bit of, I guess, a ribbed effect depending on which direction you're working your project. So this is 12 stitches across, and on each end we always work a regular double crochet or a chain 3. Okay, so if I turn my work, it also looks something like that. So where this ridge is, the post of that stitch has been worked from behind, and it's super cool to see how that effect takes place. And so here you have it, guys. This is the back post double crochet technique, or the back post stitch using, this is the back post double crochet stitch. And again, you can use this with half double crochets and triple crochets, but this is the beautiful ridging effect it creates. And I just love this. And you'll see this in many more projects once we start talking about things like ribbing techniques and things for other garments like sweaters and hats and things like that. You will hear us talking about using back post stitches. You'll also hear us talking about using front post stitches. So lots more cool stuff coming your way. I hope you enjoyed learning how to do this really cool little technique. It's a great way to take a simple basic crochet stitch and giving it a little zhuzhing, as I like to call it. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, guys. If you have any questions, you can always just drop me a comment in the comment box down below. You can also reach me. You can also reach out to me on social media. We are on Instagram at The Stitch Sessions. And make sure that you click that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you'll always stay up to date every time we upload a new tutorial, and that is every Wednesday. In the meantime, have an amazing week. Happy crocheting and take care.